For all of our listeners, thanks for tuning in to another episode of CBI Bikes Tailgate Tales. Today we are super stoked to have on some of our favorite locals here, Steve and Travis Winn, father-son combo, mountain bike machines. Anyways, without any further ado, Steve, Travis, take it away. For our listeners, tell us a little bit about yourselves and kind of just give, a brief intro.
Steve Winn, live here in Idaho Falls specifically, and I love the region. I mountain biked early on through the late 80s and 90s, and up until about 2003, 2004. Took a break, got an injury, and then back in 2020, my son and I started riding again. So,
yep. You've been after this, though, for more than Travis and I have been around, though.
Yeah.
An OG.
Yeah, we felt back in the day, we felt like we were really doing something special because we'd throw the bikes in the back of an old Ford F-150 and head up, and there was no one up there, say in high C or those really that were doing the things that we were doing. There was a very small group. So that made it really fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we felt very special.
I can imagine, though, from, the 80s back then till now, you've seen insane drastic changes in mountain bikes and in the tech and everything. It's come...
Yeah, that's what blew me away. I mean, my very first mountain bike was a Mongoose, and we had an oval chainring back then, and that was like, we thought that was really special and weird at the same time, but it was all rigid, and then as the bikes progressed, I felt like, we were on the cutting edge, and so now going back into it in 2020. And getting on a new bike with this technology, it blew my mind. So now that I'm in my mid-50s and I'm riding a bike that performs like that, pretty cool.
Over the top.
Over the top.
And Travis, you've been at mountain biking doing this for quite some time. Tell us a little bit, about you and kind of what's gotten you into mountain biking and kind of just your run with it.
Cool. So, I'm Travis Winn. I'm also from Idaho Falls. As far as that goes, I had BMX bikes. I didn't BMX race or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch my dad as I was growing up when he'd get home from his mountain bike rides, when he'd always go do rides around the neighborhood. I remember some canal rides on those dirt banks, and always remember thinking that was really cool. But between that and just kind of liking bikes at a young age, you'd always go to bike shops. There was Bill's Bike Shop in town.
Yeah.
We were a kid, Alpine Schwinn, we used to go to those a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoyed those experiences with my dad.
That's like a candy shop for a little kid.
Like, it was cool. I don't know. I've just always enjoyed being around and just kind of been fascinated with it. My cousin Nathan is an avid mountain biker and has been influencing me for a long time. Behind the scenes, probably the last, 5 to 7 years, he's been in my ear telling me, hey, you got a mountain bike. And I'm just kind of like, nah, that doesn't sound very fun. Like he was saying back in 2020, that's when we made the choice to go get some bikes. There wasn't a whole lot happening in the world, as you know. I won't talk about that brain damage too much, but we went and got bikes, and here we are almost 3 years later, and I got 3 bikes now. So I got a fat bike, got my hardtail, and my full suspension. So that's kind of the gist of it, and it's just become my addiction and something I just enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Getting out, love the mountains.
That's the biggest thing for me. Like, honestly, I love mountain biking, but even just getting up into the mountains, it's the same for me whether I'm mountain biking or whether I'm up, just hiking or hunting or whatever it may be. It's like, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Absolutely. And it's special being out there.
Yeah.
You mentioned it last time. There's definitely, you call it what you like it, but there's definitely, definitely a spiritual realm going up into the mountains, like the peace that's up there, being quiet.
Yep.
I love it. I can't get enough of it. When I'm hunting, I don't care if I kill an animal. I love being out there.
Yeah.
If I'm hiking, it doesn't matter. I just want to be out there.
I was going to say, what's that? I don't remember that YouTube channel. It's not Lee. Is it Lee Likes Bikes, or is it, which one I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
But he talks about, it's on there, he has kind of it's a biking channel completely, all sorts of mountain biking, jumps and tutorials and everything. But he talks about how every ride's holy.
Yeah.
And how I interpret that is everything is like just a whole experience, just being out there, being with, whether you're on your own on a personal ride or being with somebody you care about, family, friends. In this case, it's mine and my dad's bonding time.
Mm-hmm.
But that phrase really resonated with me.
Yeah.
I just think it's just a great time, and it's time to rejuvenate and just enjoy it. Soak it in.
That's the truth. I mean, for me this year, we didn't get out a ton. We've been busy with work, and the handful of times that we're able to get away from work and get out, it's like, holy smokes. Like by the time when you're done riding and throughout, I'm like, I just had, hundreds of pounds lifted off my shoulders. Like, this is amazing being out here. And that's something that keeps me going back every time. And I don't want to speak for you guys, but I mean, I'm sure that you have
absolutely
similar experiences getting out. It's yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I experienced from when I took a break from mountain biking. And it was an unintentional break. And what had happened is I'd bought a Harley Davidson, because, all things
midlife crisis.
Yeah, all things on two wheels are good, right? But when you get a throttle behind, your hand, is a different kind of euphoria. But had a couple of situations where, almost died on the road, and I, saw a pretty horrific thing, and I thought, there's a different way I can live other than the throttle, and I, happy for people who enjoy that. But then I had an injury that debilitated me for almost a decade. And I had been trying to rehabilitate myself. It was a piriformis injury that was giving me sciatic pain and back pain. And, I've always had been very active. And so when all of a sudden your life is taken away from you like that, and you can't be physical, it was hard to enjoy things. Mm-hmm. So right about 2020 is when I started into this Pilates and Plyo kind of a workout, and I started feeling much better physically. And I thought, man, I'm gonna see if I can mountain bike again. And I think it was right around Father's Day.
Mm-hmm. It was within a week or two.
Yeah, we'd been talking about it, and we bought our first bikes, and it was really funny. It's when the very first bikes that we got on, we just, my house is, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half away. We jumped on the bikes and we headed toward the house because I wanted to show my wife to get her blessing to spend that kind of cash. And
so this is like demoing the bike.
We were demoing the bike
to take it home, to show it off.
I'm out of shape now. Okay. I was really out of shape then.
Yeah, we were tanked on pavement.
It's like, what the crap are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
Yeah, we were tanked. We're like, wow, no way. But it charged us up to think of something beyond ourselves, and that's what, for me, I really enjoy that personal challenge. Mm-hmm. That when I get myself on a trail, and you start getting into the elevation gain, and your body starts to, be put under a little bit of stress. And then there's an internal dialogue that happens. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Stop doing this. Quit pushing so hard. And there's something for me very special about working through that internal conversation that allows you to focus. Well, how's your breathing going? Well, relax your shoulders. Put the power in your legs. Loosen up on your hands. Taking a good breath. Where's your gearing looking like? Mm-hmm. And focus on the trail. Mm-hmm. And then to have the experience of what your body can actually start to do, which to me is way cool.
Yeah.
I feel like, granted, there is a certain fine line of needing to be at a certain level of shape, but for the most part, if you go out and get after it, your body will give you what you're requiring of it. Once you've kind of fought that mental barrier.
Yep.
Yeah. A feeling of accomplishments, and everything's incremental. Yeah. And then even did you get enough sleep the night before?
Yeah. What have you been eating recently?
Yeah, what's going on? And it's always in this state of flux. So, but man, bliss. We have gone on. I was just looking at the stats. I want to say it was in 2021, we did over 200 miles, and we don't road bike.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was more than 200 miles, 200 rides.
200 rides. Yeah, excuse me, 200 rides.
We rode a lot last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like 200 rides.
Some weeks we were riding 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd get off work, be like, what are you doing? Let's go.
You already got the
calling
bike
each
in the
other
bed of the
today,
truck.
Thinking about our bikes and leaving work. Looking at bikes. Hey, I'm going to do this and that to my bike.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
harassing you.
Oh, we love it. No, that's what. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things. Like I love bikes, and I feel super fortunate to be in this industry because I mean, prior to working here, I felt so far removed from cycling. So I mean, I love being here. And then the creative side of things, like being able to, okay, I like this cool bike. Now let's go and customize it. What bars, what stem, what grips, what pedals? Like let's trick it out. That's for me. I love that. I do that. I do that all day long.
I don't recall anything on my Yeti.
Yeah, I think everything on there is it's about as far from stock as you can get at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty loud for me. But I like it.
It's pretty sweet.
It's one of one though. Like it's you.
There's nothing else. There's no like duplicate of my bike.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Exactly. And that's how it should be, honestly. Like make it a 101 every single bike. And each bike gives you something different too. Like you guys, I mean, especially you, Steve, I'm sure you've gone through and had something that you probably loved or hated with every single bike. And
yeah, that's what I've really enjoyed. I mean, I've tried various brands, and I've tried, XE Trail, Fat, Gravel, more of an all mountain. And I've just kind of gone through a circular over the last 3 years, like a full-on bike addict.
How many bikes have you got now? Let's talk about that. How many have we gone?
I feel
you alone. How many?
In the last couple of years, I feel if I had to take a shot in the dark right now before he says, from what I'm aware of, I'd say probably close to like 7 or 8, maybe.
Yeah,
because you've been able to buy and sell quite a few bikes and get new stuff every year.
I'll sit here and count them out for everybody.
Let's hear.
That's true. Let's see. Do you want the brand or should I?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, because you've had a lot of cool bikes.
Trek.
So I got the Trek XE8, and that was the starter in 2020. We're not going way back. So 2020.
Yeti. I teased you with my Yeti.
No, wait a second. Yeah, we did the Yeti.
Yep.
You had it was an SB 130 lunch ride, right?
That was the first.
SB,
first
yes.
one, yeah.
And by the way, I lamented and have lamented over that bike.
Hey, I still have my Yeti. I'll look right at the camera. I still have mine.
I love that bike.
I've been happy.
But I got to tell you, what I did, my very first race was last year, and I did a fall ultra endurance Pocatello ride with over 6,000 feet of vertical climbing.
For that.
And you're with all the XE animals.
And I'm on the XE Beast guys, which are stomping me out there, performing at a completely different level, but I'm giving it my all.
Yeah.
And on this, on this lunch ride.
Borderline enduro bike.
Yeah, borderline enduro. And they were looking at me like, dude, what are you doing taking that up here? And I didn't know. I'm like, it's a great bike.
I wasn't there. So.
Hey, for the Yeti case though, I was catching lots of those guys on the downhill.
Absolutely.
Because I was letting it go.
That's a point
that bike
and shoot.
came alive.
You don't even need to pick a line. It's just like.
Should I say something cheesy? Yeti Shreddy?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeti Man Can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a call we do when we ride our Yeti. Yeti Man Can! Anyway. So yes, Yeti. And then then I got a Rocky Mountain fat bike.
That's right.
From you guys, which then Travis got a fat bike too, so we enjoyed that. Then let me see. Then I got rid of the Yeti, and then I got a Pivot, a Mach SL4 or 4SL or whatever it is, which fabulous climbing bike. It's a ripper, and I've really enjoyed that. But before I got that, I got the Scott 910 from you guys.
Yeah, you had that new Spark 910 for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a great bike too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that bike. That one was short-lived. Yeah. And then I got rid of the fat bike, and then I got a Bear Grease, salsa Bear Grease. And then I did get a salsa Cutthroat because I set this goal to start riding the Continental Divide. And then I've been watching, Van Duzer on the YouTube, and he's got a Priority 600X. I'm like,
that's a wild bike.
It's an awesome bike.
Have you seen? If you haven't seen that,
we looked at pictures.
Yeah.
Of it.
We'll have to show it to you in person.
Yeah.
So then, so now the cutthroat's going because I walked in here and you introduced me to the watermelon SB 130. And I thought that was just the silliest looking color, but I gotta say, after I saw it, and I couldn't get my mind off of it.
It's
and
a good looking bike.
The affection for this bike started to build.
So in other words, you had to have another Yeti so we can
Yeah.
do the Yeti call.
Yeah, so we're
That's
back.
not
We're back to
gonna die
Yeti.
off. That's still going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and from the sounds of it, I mean, you guys have been able, because having all these different bikes in your quiver too, you guys have been able to do essentially riding together year round. I mean, regardless of what the weather's like,
Yep.
winter rolls out like now, okay, let's break out the fat bikes.
We did
Let's
last
go.
week. Got that snow and froze my butt off. Got to get used to it again. But
Yeah.
it's go time.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't downhill ski or anything like that. And you know, our wives have been really supportive.
Really,
Over
with
all of
cycling.
this. And all
Yeah,
the money
should
we
probably
spend.
Talk about them a little bit. Huh?
We should.
Give them credit.
Yeah, we
credit's
do.
due.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of begging, and you know,
I-
people like to say, "Oh, sorry." Go
We've had countless conversations of, okay, how mad is she going to get when I make X, Y, and Z purchase, and let's calculate how many dollars I can spend before I'm in the doghouse.
Bingo.
It definitely goes that way.
You know, I've been married for a long time, so I'm just not going to say anything, just in case ever watches this video. Silence is safety.
All I will say is, for all the guys listening out there that, you know, have expensive hobbies, make your choices wisely. That's all I'll say.
With my hobbies, I mean, with the missus, I'm to the point I'm just like, hey, at least I'm not out doing drugs and chasing women. I mean, I'm like,
you're dang right.
and she's got to the point, she's like, yeah, I'm okay that you're addicted to sneakers and to bikes and guns and
Yeah, it's all the cool stuff.
Yeah,
it
it's
could
all
be a
good
lot
stuff.
worse.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, what's one more bike and what's a nice carbon wheel set or what's a
I don't know.
That's one thing because we ride with the local mountain bike club here, and they really did a great job introducing us to the trails.
is that Snake River Mountain Bike Club?
Snake River.
Okay,
Yeah,
right on.
yeah, great bunch of people, and they accommodate all styles of riders and all physicality. They're very welcoming. One common thing that I started hearing from the guys is some of the married guys, they'd say their wives would say to them, "You need to go on a mountain bike ride." Because you're being grumpy. You come back happy.
It's like the whole Snickers commercial. Like, you're not yourself when you're hungry. It's like, go get out on a mountain bike ride.
Yeah.
So I started using that ploy with my wife. Like, I'm just feeling a little grumpy. And she's like, maybe you should go on a ride. Nah, you think so?
She's gonna listen to this later. And be like,
It's all a facade.
consumer stuff.
It's all a facade. He's happy, gets home, and then, all right. puts on the angry face when he walks in the door.
has a good day.
I need to get out.
no,
It's been a bad day.
I actually do positive reinforcement at that level. I come back in like just happy, slappy. And yeah, she actually has been very supportive, and you know, Travis's wife has been very, very supportive because really, truly, the benefits spiritual, emotional, physical time together, they're just, for me, unmatched.
I would even say, I won't talk about it too much, but even for mental health reasons, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Get your endorphins going, get your body moving, and soaking. I know we're kind of looping around on that, but
Yeah.
awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome
I'm
that
with you
way.
100%. I mean, especially there's been, not to dive and go down another rabbit hole, but there's definitely, always been a stigma about mental health. And yeah, getting outdoors is huge for that. Just on every level. Yeah, just totally being able to clear your mind and relax and basically any type of worry, whether it's work or family related, it's like out the door, gone.
Yeah.
You know, and I realized since we've gotten into biking, a lot of people, even in our surrounding community, they don't get out and enjoy what we have. And at least I should rephrase that. There's less that get out than I realized. And I'm astonished because there's so much in our backyard that's so amazing. And had I never gotten into biking, I would have never experienced it. And I'm a lot more familiar with our mountains in the area because of that. But there's some, I don't know, like I'll use the Webster Dam, for example. That's nothing super crazy, but I had no idea that existed. That's cool. Are you familiar with that one?
Yeah.
It's pretty, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, within probably, an hour radius in any direction, we have to have, hundreds of miles of single track.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Absolutely.
People probably in this lifetime will never even see a small percentage of it. Which with mountain biking, honestly, you can get deep into the woods and see pretty much stuff people, like I said, will never see in their lifetime.
Something special there.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a drive, but
So worth it.
Whatever.
yeah. I tried to talk my wife into moving to Pocatello so I could just get on my bike and ride out the back door. But then I got thinking, well, that would put
There's a reasoning.
Island Park 2-hour drive.
Yep.
That would put Teton Valley 2 hours. Then I would never go.
We're in a sweet
So
spot
we're
right
right here.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
sweet spot for sure.
Yeah.
On the bright side, we will have a shop in Pocatello too, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'll be seeing us
Shout
there.
out to the new shop.
Yeah.
Waiting for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you though. Yeah, we definitely, although we don't have anything like immediately in Idaho Falls, everything's within a reasonable distance to be able to get out and ride after work or go out and make a day trip of it for sure.
But if you're in for a gravel grinding road, Bone is in our backyard. And you go out by there and there are miles. You can go all the way over to Alpine.
Yeah.
And man, it's just beautiful.
Did you do that at all on your Cutthroat?
Well, I actually was gonna go on my Cutthroat on the Angry Horse 400 race, and then due to circumstances, they had to delay that race twice because of weather and other things going on. So what I did is I just took my Priority 600X. I loaded that bike up really heavy after the second race had been unfortunately delayed, and I just went out, and it was like, what was that, 46 miles is all, and maybe like 4,700 feet in elevation. But I just took my time.
Yeah.
And I was by myself, and I'd never been back there, and you just get way back there, and
There's a lot to see
oh
back there.
man, yeah, the views.
And those are places like, I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point. Those are places that you probably otherwise would have never seen had you not taken your bike
No,
out.
why would you go
I
out
did do
there?
a razor ride once, but
Yeah,
no.
we won't talk about
We
that.
won't talk about that. We're talking about bikes. But it's really pretty back there.
It is, yeah, no doubt. We stick with the two wheels though.
Yeah, we're two wheels. We don't like those.
Hey, what I wanted to tell you is like what's really been special about mountain biking for Travis and I, because you want to find common ground and things that you both enjoy, and we both talked about it. And of course, I'd bought him BMX bikes and things like that, and was trying to encourage that when he was a kid. But then now here we are, both adults. And so during the week, we call each other probably every day, maybe 2-3 times a day. And the majority of our conversations, hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's about the day, but so where are we going to ride?
What day? When?
Yeah, all right. So
Let's get to the nitty gritty.
yeah, how about those Industry 9 wheels? What do you know about, this or that? And so, but what we'll do is we'll plan what we call Mountain Turtle Saturdays rides, which means that they're like zero stress. We're not worried about effort. We're not worried about speed. We're not worried about.
Phones off.
We turn the phones off. They're just not allowed to let the world come and ruin the bliss of the day.
Ride.
And then we'll just go out on the mountain, like we'll go down to Pocatello, and we won't even plan which ride where we're
big
going.
ride we did last year? Right? That was pretty brutal. It was like 20 miles or 21 miles or something. We did that. I think we parked at Gibson Jack.
Oh yeah.
Was it Slate Mountain, Mink Creek?
Oh yeah. That was one. Yeah, we
And
did.
the
We
Big
started
Blue.
at Gibson, and then went over Slate, and then down to the
That's a great
road, and then back
example
up Mink, and down Gibson again. So one day we went up, did Sterling Justice, and then cut over around the Green Dragon, but that was in spring.
Mountain lion. On that
Yeah.
one. We saw a mountain lion. Got hissed at by a mountain lion, actually.
Yeah.
We did see it, but it was right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys have
We
good,
hear that
good.
story?
Yeah, I did hear that one, and yeah, from every story, every time you come in, it's like you ran into some kind of critter. be it snakes or mountain lions.
There's a purpose for them. You just need to leave me alone when I ride my bike. That's it. And we can be fine.
But those days have been really special. We'll spend all day up there in the mountain. We'll have lunch, and we kick it. And it's, man, talk about hitting reset on life. Yeah, I just feel like I can go conquer the next week. Mm-hmm. I mean,
yep.
How amazing is that? Yeah.
Honestly, everyone needs at least to try that once or twice. I mean, I don't think we give ourselves that time. I mean, we're obviously people are focused on work and providing, and I mean just the stresses of like the daily life. That's huge. Like everyone needs to at least experience that once or twice to get out. It doesn't have to be mountain biking, but I mean, get out there and just like you said, disconnect from everything.
Yeah. I often thought, when I'm out there, I think like, we come from dirt, we go to dirt. And it's like, as society has got all this technology, we spin ourselves behind plastic and screens and technology. And it's just like, for me, I'm like, okay, I do this because I have to make a living, but it's not the essence of what is inside of me, which is being outdoors and being around nature. And just, it's all of our ancestors. They crossed the plains. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They understood it. And I think that still resides in some DNA code. I don't know. I'm not a DNA specialist. I'm just, it's just based off of feeling. So
Yeah. Well, the bonds you make too. I mean, as you guys mentioned, amongst yourselves, like as father, son, and then the community we have here, like the people that you get to meet and just the friendships and relationships that you make.
Yeah. I
can't put a price on it.
I was going to say, I think it's kind of fun as you get into biking in general, no matter you're mountain biking, road biking, what have you. I think it's just cool getting involved and just being kind of part of the culture, the community.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of silly, but like half my clothing I wear now has something mountain biking on it. Like my hat right now, my flannel. It's pretty excessive, but
yes, sir.
It's fun just being a part of it and just getting to know people and getting familiar with the different things. And I'm gonna make up a phrase, maybe it's not, but just being a bike head, and then you're just
that was made up.
I
like it though.
That's a great.
I like that one.
Bike like a gear head.
Yeah.
Bike head. Right. You can't get enough, and I don't really know where I'm going with it, but it's just really great to be a part of something. Mm-hmm. Kind of find your own identity within it.
Don't start calling me Melonhead with my new Yeti, by the way.
It's Mr. Watermelon.
Mr. Watermelon? Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah. I love it. Well, honestly, I could keep you guys here all day. Honestly, we could have ourselves like a 5-hour.
Oh, yeah.
Or like a several episode series podcast, but thank you, like seriously, both of you so much for making time today. Come on. Thank you for, our listeners too that have tuned in, listened to Steve and Travis and I jaw about mountain biking and laughing, and who knows, they probably don't get most of the inside jokes and references. That's okay though.
That's okay.
Well, we appreciate you being the shop that you are here. Because after we ride or before we come out on a ride and coming in here to CBI and just kicking it with you guys, and just the way you are and how you handle the industry, and it's very genuine, and man, that means a lot. Because
the world, add to that too.
Like the world is so, I don't know what's happened to customer service, but that genuine connection, it speaks volumes.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I'm going to add to that. We're both from customer service, so I think we have a certain natural expectation. But you guys are awesome. We appreciate your friendships and the culture you guys are bringing to the community. Appreciate you guys, and thanks for the opportunity to be on here. And
absolutely. Well, yeah, we're happy to do anything for you guys. You already know that. And I have to be nice to you. Otherwise, how can I expect you to buy bikes from me?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Oh, we love you guys, seriously. Everyone, thanks for tuning in today. Tailgate Tales. We will catch you on the next one.